everybody, my name's Alyssa and I am doing the Disney College program for Fall 2019. So I just wanted to start this video off with telling you who I am, why I'm doing the YouTube channel, why I'm vlogging, and just introducing my channel to you guys. And this is going to be rough. I've attempted vlogging before when I was in high school and it was not a good idea. Throwback to Allie Nicole. But yeah, so I have wanted to make a YouTube channel probably since I realized that there were vloggers for the DCP. I just realized that it was probably a really good way for people to get information. Especially with me, like that is the main reason why I watch these videos and the main reason why I think they really are beneficial to applicants, people that are going in, people that are watching afterwards to know what's going on, things like that. So my channel is mostly for my friends and my family to keep up with what I'm doing, just because some of my family does not have all of the social media that I do. I'm trying to stay off social media a little bit more. We'll see how that works out. But I think this will be a really good way to just show everybody what I'm doing down in Florida and how I'm spending my semester there. So, yeah. So today, I thought I would start off my channel by doing the Dcp Tag. That's a series of questions that help you guys know who I am, help you guys just understand what the point of this channel is, and yeah, so let's get into it. Alright, so the first question is, how did you hear about the program? So when I was in 6th grade-ish, we went down to Walt Disney World on one of our yearly trips, and we were walking around Epcot and the Africa Pavilion, or the Outpost. It's not really a pavilion because it's really small, and we were getting ice cream because they have soft serve in that area, and the worker there had a name tag that said UW, or University of Wisconsin. And we were like, okay, how do you have a name tag that says University of Wisconsin? And so we asked her, and she started telling us all about the DCP, how she's working there, or that she had extended, and that she'd been there for almost a year. And she just told us everything there was to know about it. And ever since then, I have dreamt about it. I wanted to do it in college, like the second I got to college. So yeah, that's how I found out and been learning about it ever since. The next question is, how was the interview process? So my interview process was a little different from other people's. I actually applied twice to the DCP. So first I applied for the Spring Advantage 2019 program. So that meant I applied in August of 2018, and I actually waited 52 days before I got my web-based interview, so that's a really long time. I waited until October. I got my web-based interview, luckily enough passed that, with a little bit of help from my cousin, just giving me a little bit of pointers, because he had done it, or he was on it, I think, when I was applying. So that was really cool that I could ask him questions. But so I did that, and then I scheduled my phone interview for a week later, and it went pretty well. I did it here in this room, and after that, since it was near the end of the season, I didn't have very much longer to wait, but I wasn't hearing anything, and finally it came to the last day, or the day that they said they would hear by, and all of a sudden around 4 o'clock, got my waitlisted email. And of course I was crushed. I did not know what to do. It was crazy, but I was like keeping the hope that something would go, but by a month later I was rejected. So I went through the first round of applying. Sucked, but we're back here again, and obviously now is a better time. So this interview process specifically, I actually applied in January, the end of January, and I applied about 2 days after the applications dropped, which was different from my first try because I applied the day that they dropped my first time. Then this time I waited a little over 52 days, and because my web-based interview was still good from the spring program, I didn't have to do that. But there's a really awesome story with my phone interview. It was the week of my spring break, so just a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to be on social media. We were on a cruise, but I did want to be able to check my email, so we got the Wi-Fi package so that I could check it once a day because I knew there was stuff going on during that week. The recruiters on Twitter were saying, yeah, things are going to be happening, people could hear, so it's like I have to have it. So I have that. The cruise started Sunday. On Tuesday, I got into my email and I had an email waiting for me saying that it was time to schedule my phone interview. And I was like, awesome. So I will schedule it for next week when I'm home, obviously. Nope. So turns out that was the last week of phone interviews, which I had no idea was the situation. And I get on there and I'm like, okay, how am I going to do a phone interview when I'm at sea, when I'm on a giant cruise ship? So I ended up having to do my phone interview on Thursday of that week while we were docked in St. Martin, which is a British Virgin Island in the Caribbean. And I get on the phone call. I have 2 phones in front of me on the Wi-Fi. I think I'm ready. And I answer the phone to the recruiter and I say hi. And she asks me if now is a good time. And I say yes. But I need to tell you that I am on a cruise docked in St. Martin. If the connection goes bad, this is what's going on. She goes, okay, great. I'm so glad you told me. We're going to hope that nothing happens, but I'm glad that you told me. So we start the interview, and 5 minutes into the interview, the call drops. And I'm in the middle of answering a question, and I just hear that beep, beep, beep that iPhones make. And I look down at my phone, and I am about to start sobbing. I'm like, no, how can this be happening to me? Are you serious? Like, why? And I'm sitting there saying, please call back, please call back, please call back. And luckily, for what felt like forever, but was only a couple seconds, she did call back, and I was able to finish out my interview. And she was overjoyed that I answered. I was overjoyed that she called back. And obviously, it worked out in my favor. So I will be going down in fall, even though my interview process for this was a little interesting. I actually heard back about a week later. I really did not think that I was going to hear a week later because I was like, it's only a week. Like, last time I didn't hear for a long time. You don't really hear after a week. But I did. I got my congratulations email and I was ecstatic. Where were you when you found out? Whew. So this is funny. It was a Monday after, or like just around noon. I had just finished my only 2 classes of the day, and I'm sitting there at the bus stop waiting to catch the bus to go up to my apartment, and I'm talking with a friend, and I check down at my email mid-conversation, and I just start screaming because I saw the congratulations email in my inbox. So I was sitting at a bus stop, and I'm screaming, which probably was a good thing because I got to let all of that excitement out instead of being like stuck in class and having to excuse myself or anything like that. So yeah. What is your role or preferred roles? So my role is going to be merchandise. So I am going to work in one of the retail locations, either in the resorts, in the parks, in Disney Springs, in ESPN, really anywhere, and I'm super excited for that. My preferred roles, going off of that, was merchandise, attractions, and Bippity Boppity Boutique. So I got one of my top roles, which was really awesome. How did you find your roommates, or how many do you want? So as of right now, I have 3 people that I would love to link up with. Disney changed the system for, I think, spring of this year, where you can only link up with up to 3 people, so 4 in total, and that's dependent on your arrival date. So if you have a later arrival date, it's possible that you don't get to link up with all of those people. But I have 3 people that I'm ready to link up with right now. We found each other on the Facebook page, and we're from all over the United States, so that's really awesome. In terms of how many do we want, we would love to be in a 6-person room. We just think that 4 people is not enough and 8 people is too many. So we're hoping to get 6 in the middle. What are you going to miss while you're on your program? So I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm definitely not going to miss the weather. Um, being that I'm going in fall, it's going to start getting cold really fast here, so it's not going to when I'm there, which is awesome. But I am going to miss all of my friends. I have some people that are really near and dear to my heart, and I've never really been that far away from them, especially for an extended period of time. So that's going to be probably really hard on me. Along with my family, I'm going to miss them. However, they are going to be down there almost every month to visit and say hi. So I will see them a lot. So it's going to be the friends that I miss the most and the family that can't be there with my parents and my sister. What is your favorite Disney park? Ooh, so everybody's favorite is Magic Kingdom. I mean, come on, how could it not be? It's got the castle, it's got the giant fireworks show. I mean, happily ever after. But lately, Hollywood Studios has really grown on me, like, a lot. Like, I love it. Every single minute I'm there, I love it. And I have yet to be to Toy Story Land, which I'm super excited about to go to when I'm down there because I love Toy Story and I cannot wait to ride Slinky Dog. And then also Galaxy's Edge is going to open while I'm down there, actually a couple of days before I actually check in. So I'm super excited to possibly work there or even just visiting. Could be an issue with being blocked out, but we'll see. First thing you want to do when you get there. So this is an interesting one because I'm going down a week before to spend a family vacation spend a week with family first. So I'm leaving on Sunday, Sunday, August 25th, and I check in on September 3rd. So I have a little bit of time. But in terms of like what I want to do, like first thing I want to do on my DCP is I definitely want to watch the fireworks from one of the resorts on the resort loop. One of the resorts on the resort loop, and possibly get food or anything with all my roommates and get to know them like right away and become really fast friends because that's the best way to go to the parks, to have friends and do fun adventures with. So I'm really excited for that. Number 9, what is number 1 on your bucket list? Ooh. I think number 1 on my bucket list would have to be doing the 4 parks in one day challenge because I have never done that with my family. We just never take the time to park hop that much. The most we do is just like starting off in one park, but we have dinner reservations in another, so we just switch like an hour before our dinner reservation just because we have reservations. So I would love to do 4 parks in one day. And then the last thing is one thing you hope to take away from your program. So the big thing I want to take away is I would love to be part of the volunteers, get it, ears, program. So I would love to volunteer with Disney and possibly work with kids, work with the community, anything like that, just because I think that would be awesome to do that through Disney and use like their 4 keys in order to establish relationships with other people and just getting everything like that. So while I'm volunteering, I can also network, I can make new friends, I can talk to everyone from around the world. It's just a lot of things all encompassed in that kind of a program. So I'm really excited for that and taking away like all those skills that I can. And that is all the questions, you guys. So I hope you know a little bit more about me. I hope you know a little bit more about my Disney College program that will be coming up in September. It is currently April 29th of 2019, so I got a long way to go. I got about 4 months to wait. There will definitely be some more videos in here before I leave, and definitely some while I'm down there. So I hope you guys enjoy and have a magical day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!